All right, today I have with me attorney Anthony LoCoco. He is a candidate for appellate court judge here in this district. And Attorney LoCoco, just kind of tell me what area encompasses the appellate district we're in.
Sure, it's a 12-county area that runs from Racine, Kenosha in the south, all the way up to Manitowoc in the north. It does not include Milwaukee County. It's a 12-county area.
Very good. Well, first off, thanks for joining us here at the fair. Just to kick things off, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Where'd you grow up? How you found your way into becoming an attorney, and then practicing appellate law?
So I'm a lifelong Wisconsinite. I've been in Waukesha County since 1993. I still live in Elm Grove, where I grew up. My kids go to school at the same place I went to school. And after I went to law school, I joined Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, which is a public interest firm that, well, it essentially fights against government bureaucrats who are stomping on our rights. So I did a lot of litigation on free speech, religious liberty, parents' rights, election integrity, you name it. I put my name on the lawsuit and fought it. And that kind of litigation, just by its nature, ends up in a lot of the appellate courts, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, Wisconsin Court of Appeals, and some of the federal appellate courts as well. So really just got used to appellate litigation and realized that we need better appellate judges on the bench here in Wisconsin, and that's really the reason for the campaign.
Very good. So your campaign emphasizes applying the law as written instead of legislating from the bench, so to speak. So for someone who might not follow every detail of the court system and the philosophy, how would you explain that in everyday terms?
So we have three branches of government here in Wisconsin, and it's the legislature that has the job of setting public policy for this state. And in recent times, our judges have forgotten that. There are too many judges who think that they get to decide what the law should be based on their own personal political beliefs. That's not the job of a judge. The judge's role is modest. The judge's job is to read the text of the law and explain what it means. But as soon as the judge substitutes his or her own political preferences for what the legislature's decided, they're violating their oath.
Great. And, I'm a private investigator. I work for criminal defense attorneys, and I've seen in my experience that it's almost as if the appellate courts don't want to overturn judges. They kind of handle them with white gloves. Is that something you're going to do, or are you going to be unafraid to overturn, bad decisions?
I'm so glad you asked that question, because I've been talking about these 3 C's of good judging. We always focus on the first 2, competent and conservative, but we miss sometimes the third one, which is courageous. And the theme of my campaign is judicial courage, and it's exactly the type of thing that you're talking about. We need judges who are going to speak the truth and answer the hard questions, no matter what the response might be, and that includes reversing judges on the circuit court who are not doing their jobs.
So with the Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty and other capacities, you've taken on cases defending religious freedom, free speech, gun rights, pushing back on bureaucracy. Is there one case or client that really sticks with you where you thought, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing?
Absolutely. I always think about our lawsuit against the Madison Metropolitan School District. They decided that they were going to enact a policy that drives a wedge in between little kids and their parents. And they said that children of any age, all the way down to kindergarten, could transition their gender identity at school, new names, new pronouns, and teachers were prohibited from telling parents about the change. In fact, they were instructed to deceive parents when they came back around and switch back to the child's birth name and pronouns. That raises significant constitutional questions, because in this country, parents have a right to direct the upbringing and education of their own children. So we sued Madison Metropolitan School District, and after years of litigation and lots of vicious attacks against the parents and the attorneys, we lost that case. We lost it. We lost it because we didn't have conservative, courageous judges on the bench who were willing to vindicate these parents' rights. And it's that loss that sticks with me. We had so many wins at the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, but it was realizing that, hey, this policy is going to stay in place. It's going to continue changing families' lives for the worse. We need to fix our judiciary. So that has stuck with me, and yeah, that's a big reason of why I'm doing what I'm doing.
By the way, from the record, my pronouns are you, S, and A. But anyways, you've been endorsed by some notable figures, Governor Scott Walker, some Supreme Court justices. What do you think those endorsements say about your candidacy, and how do you hope that they help build momentum in your campaign?
You know what, I think what it says, and I'm so grateful for those endorsements from people like Governor Walker, Justice Rebecca Bradley, and Annette Ziegler. I think they trust me to do the job of a judge, which is to be impartial, as we said, not to legislate from the bench, to keep our community safe, to protect our constitutional rights, and to keep the bureaucracy out of our lives. It's the same kind of things that they've been doing in their respective branches of government. Their names mean a lot to people in Wisconsin. They don't throw them around willy-nilly, and the fact that they're willing to lend that name to my campaign means they've seen my record. They know that I'm somebody that they can trust, and I think that is something hopefully that resonates with voters, so that when they're in the ballot box, they're not left thinking, boy, is this judge really somebody who's going to do what they're supposed to do? They can rely on these well-respected individuals to understand what kind of person I'll be on the bench.
Thank you. So we have a lot of fairgoers here. What is one personal fact people might be surprised to learn about you personally as they walk by and see us talking?
So I have 7 siblings, 3 brothers, 4 sisters, and so we did a lot of this fair going, growing up, and I've got 4 kids now of my own. So I'll be at this fair, but this is not just a campaign thing. People will see me, on the rides and that kind of thing with my own kids, just as I had the privilege of doing when I was growing up.
I would imagine a gallon of milk didn't last very long growing up.
Oh no, yeah, those are the days of milkmans. We get several delivered to our house weekly.
So lastly, while you're here at the fair, and I'm sure you've visited many fairs during the campaign, what's a staple? What do you just have to do before you leave? Eat or otherwise?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, one of the great, I hate to give sort of a cliche political answer, but it's been so fantastic meeting people and hearing about what they're dealing with in their daily lives. It's not the kind of thing you can really do as much when you're just attending a fair, as an everyday member of the public. So I just like to wander around and chat with people, shake their hands, and ask if they've been following our judiciary and what would they like to see.
Excellent. Well, you've been real busy talking to a lot of folks here. Thanks for taking the time to sit down with me.
Thanks for everything you're doing.
Attorney LoCoco, have a great day.
Appreciate it.